Today's show is brought to you by Audible, and right now you can get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/joined-up. There's over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle or MP3 player. Thanks for tuning in to the Joined Up Writing Podcast, a weekly show featuring interviews with fantastic authors sharing their personal stories on how and why they write. There's hints and tips for aspiring writers and great book reviews from top bloggers. Follow us on Twitter at JU Podcast. Right, cue the cheesy theme tune.
Put down your pen and stop your typing. Grab yourself a drink, 'cause it's Joined Up Writing. The Epilogue.
Yes, hello, it's the Epilogue, our quick listen bonus shows that run between our longer interviews where we ask our guest a little bonus question. Today, following on from our full interview last week, I'm chatting to Rachel Amphlet, author of the excellent police procedural K Hunter series and the Dan Taylor espionage series. A quick update from me first. I'm really starting to get some momentum going with the redrafting of what will be my debut crime novel, Safe Hands. Last week I completed a complete rewrite of a major chapter in the book, and I've also added another new scene early on in the story. For those of you who don't know, my protagonist Mickey Blake is a safecracker, and I don't mean he uses heavy machinery or tools or explosives or whatever to break into them. I mean he lays his bare hands on them and, using years of experience and a heightened sense of touch, finds the combination to unlock any mechanical safe or vault. And in case you're thinking that sounds like pure fantasy, it isn't. There are actually people that can do this in real life, and there's even a world championship for safecrackers. So this week I've been fleshing out Mickey's safecracking scenes and filling in some of the vague descriptions I'd used in my first draft. It's meant lots of reading, watching YouTube clips, and also interviewing a fellow writer who has lots of experience of working with the types of safes that I've been writing about. When it comes to research, I always like to just press on with the first draft, and I leave placeholders in passages I know will require more information, like safe model numbers or security systems or whatever. It takes away my excuses for procrastination and means I can get to the end of the first draft a bit quicker. I've written about this in more detail this week over on my blog at waynekellywrites.co.uk, so you should go and check that out if you're interested. But what about you? How do you manage your research? Do you have trusted experts like today's guest Rachel Amphlet does, or do you just rely on the internet? Do you like to know everything before you even start writing the first draft, or do you try and work it out later? Tweet me or leave a comment at joinedupwriting.co.uk to let me know. Okay, on with today's little chat with Rachel Amphlet. Rachel has a thriving career as an indie author and applies lots of different strategies and tactics in her pursuit of new readers and markets. One such tactic is her recent release of a serialised story on the storytelling platform WattPad, and I was interested to find out more. Okay, Rachel, thanks for hanging around for the Epilogue, our little bonus show. Appreciate you taking the time to do that. So one of the things that struck me when I was looking through your stuff online and reading a little bit about what you do and following you on Twitter was I noticed that, and this was something you kind of touched on in the main interview, you mentioned your English spy novel mysteries, and I see that you're trying some stuff out on WattPad. I think you've got one on there at the moment, Assassins Hunted, is that right?
Yeah, that's the first one in the sequence. Yeah.
Well, for people that don't know, because there will be people that are listening that have never even heard of WattPad, let alone anything else. So just tell us a little bit about what that is and why you wanted to try to use that as a basis to try this little experiment that you mentioned.
Yeah, this comes down to what I was saying in the main interview as well about being agile in your indie publishing business. And thinking outside the box a bit. WattPad's been going for a number of years now, and it's a free reading platform, very, very big on mobile. And I think as indies, as publishers, generally, we need to realise that mobile is the big deal going forward now. And so for me, it was a case of testing out the story, reaching out to new readers in such a way that they can read my books and get a feel for what I'm writing, and if they like them, well, then they might go and buy, they might go and explore and buy the Dan Taylor series, or they might go and explore the K Hunter series. It's also another way for me to interact with other readers and writers on that platform and meet new people, to be quite honest. It works in a very different way to publishing on something like Amazon, for example. It's kind of like a social media with books, and you can read the books on the app for the phone is amazing. You can add books to your library. You can read chapter by chapter. People develop writing projects in real time. So with Assassins Hunted, that's the first completed book in the sequence of this English spy novel series, and it is the unedited version. I chose to put the unedited version up there raw because I just think that's a better experience for the readers. That's what they're expecting to read. It's warts and all.
Yeah.
There are writers on there who are using WattPad to develop new stories. They'll write a chapter a week and pop it up there, get feedback from readers, change things around, put the second chapter up, that sort of thing. And I think it's a cracking idea. I'm just doing it for a bit. I'm just interested in it. I like experimenting with things. I'm keeping a journal of the experience. To talk about it maybe next year. I might do a workshop or a blog post about my experience on WattPad to help other writers. And it's already proven to me, I think there's three big demographics on WattPad that I don't necessarily reach through other platforms in my writing business at the moment. The US is the biggest readership on there, followed by India and the Philippines.
Right.
Now, if you look at how restrictive a lot of books are in India because of pricing, then WattPad on mobile is brilliant for readers in India. And that's where I'm getting a lot of my commentary from.
So on there, so at the moment, so with that first of the series that you put up and it's unedited and stuff, I'm right in thinking it's free, isn't it? That the story that you've put on there, is that right for people to read? Yeah, that's right.
That's it. Yeah, I've just I put up a chapter every few days. The key with WattPad is consistency. You need to get a couple of chapters up a week to maintain that visibility, and you get eyeballs on it and you get comments on it and stuff like that, and you can. It's like Facebook with writing, so you can. For me, the goal for me, I've actually got my. Let's have a look if I've got my journal here that I was keeping while I've been doing it. Here you go. I actually set down the purpose because I'm a nerd and I write everything down. I have business and marketing plans. When I started this journal for my WattPad journey, shall we call it, I actually wrote down what the purpose of the exercise was for my business model, and I wrote down this. I said, the purpose of using WattPad for me is to use a fast-growing, reader-driven platform to seek out new readers in countries that have a large number of English speakers that would enjoy my full-length titles, but either haven't discovered them yet or can't afford them.
Yeah.
And that was the whole purpose, is to just open up the world for me.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to keep us. I'm looking forward to. Hope you do a post or something with it, a blog post or something with it, because it'd be really interesting to see kind of how it develops.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's one of those things. I had time to do it. It was in the back of my mind to do it with this espionage series. The whole thing's going up on there. The edited version isn't what by the time this goes out live is with my ARC launch team and readers. And Assassins Hunted, the proper book, will be out on the 5th of December with the next two parts following closely on its heels before Christmas. So in the new year, I'll sit down and look at the results and results driven. I'm not looking at sales results. I'm looking at interaction,
and engagement,
comments, emails, engagement, and stuff like that. That's what I'm more interested in with the WattPad exercise.
Oh, it sounds like it's really going to be interesting. Like you say, make sure you keep us abreast of what happens. Yeah, it sounds really interesting.
It's the journal, because I think there's a few people that are interested in what might happen with this. It could all go pear-shaped, but if you don't try these things, you don't find out.
Well, exactly. You've got to experiment. It's great to see. Well, good luck with it. I look forward to hearing more about it in the future, and good luck with the new book that's just coming out. In fact, when this epilogue comes out, the same week it'll be coming out. So good luck with that, and keep us posted on how that goes. And once again, thanks for coming on Joined Up Writing.
Thank you for having me.
Right, that's it for this week, but thanks again to Rachel, and do be sure to check out her work at rachelamphlet.com. Also, make sure that you tune in next week when you can hear my conversation with indie publishing guru, prolific writer and author entrepreneur Joanna Penn. I'm really excited to bring you that, and I'll also be giving an important announcement about my own novel, so stay tuned. In the meantime, please subscribe on iTunes and do leave a quick rating and review. Just like books and authors, we podcasters need reviews to make us stand out from the crowd, and it helps me continue to bring you quality content. I'd also love to hear just what you've been up to, so do get in touch. And you can do that on Twitter at JU Podcast, or you can get me on Twitter as well at Mr. Kelly2U, or on the Facebook page, which is just Joined Up Writing Podcast, or on the web joinedupwriting.co.uk. So that's it for this week. Thanks for listening to the Joined Up Writing Podcast. Let's get joined up. I'm Wayne Kelly. Happy reading and writing, and I'll see you next time.
Joined up